Welcome in, everybody. We've got the final round at gold for two players who would love to stay gold and love to survive. We've got Z40, who has 3 wins, which doesn't sound great, but this is a very top-heavy group, and actually, Z40 with a couple wins can still be gold for the next season. Basically, it's 3 wins for Z40 right now. It is 3 wins for Sobek, who will play right after this, and then it is 1 win for Fire. So technically, Fire, who's sitting here with 1 win, can actually survive if he gets a 3-0 win here. He would put Z40 down into the relegation zone, and then I think he would also need Sobek to lose lots of games. Now, Z40 doing a strategy that looks very familiar to what we saw yesterday. So maybe a sign that Z40's done some training here with Sorakuma, and maybe some training with Duduju. But Fire, maybe not happy with how he's performed so far this season, has named himself Fire Nub, or Fire Noob. And yeah, I mean, Z40's Mayans gets Loom right away and immediately moves forward to make Fire's life even more hell than the season has already been. Again, for Fire, it just hasn't been a hugely impressive season. I don't know what else to say. I think he should understand that Rhino's about to be stolen, but he wasn't able to bring it in, and now the Eagle's on the way, and now now Fire has to do what he can to try and block the Vil. Now, if you use your Eagle, you can actually block the Rhino, but it's extremely difficult. But the town center's not far away, and in the end, a perfect start for Z40. Fire will be very disappointed with that. You only get 1 Rhino on this map, guys. So now the opponent has 2, and he only has 1. I don't know if Fire really... Has he been watching the other games? Has he paid attention to that build right there? That was some great micro from Z40, but the villager came forward, lamed 3 of the animals over here, so they'll slowly decay. And now Fire doesn't have the food, which is awful. Like, that is just awful. Armenians, I was just about to get into what you want to do with Armenians. And the plan there would be probably man-at-arms and longswords. And so now you don't have the food income to really justify that. The other part of this, by the way, if that Eagle's still out there, it can stop Fire from pushing in the resources. So this would be a huge start for Z40. And not so good start for Fire. But again, it's just been... I don't know. Fire has just been playing without confidence. He's not been very sharp. I don't know if there's any training involved here. I mean, those who watched essentially the qualifier will remember the epic set between Fire and Gabby. Whoever won that made it to gold. And that was 3-2 for Fire. And he was playing really sharp then. But just, I think maybe the season snowballed on him because he lost so many games early. And then maybe he figured, well, why even try? But the group has been really competitive amongst the bottom 3. I think it's the first time coming into the final rounds in any of these groups that someone has 1 win and can still technically survive. So we'll see how Fire adapts into it. Obviously, I've been critical of the start. Amazing play from Z40. There's still enough food around. Fire will drop the barracks and go for a house. So it seems like the plan is to go for lots of militia here. Z40 has a whole nother Rhino here to bring in. So that's an 800 food advantage over Fire. And also gets to use the Eagle to push in some of the Zebra. Also still has the Water Buffalo. And also still has the Ostrich. So, I mean, there's no shortage of food there. And we have the dock on the outside. I think the scouting for Fire is going to be critical here. Because if you need to apply some pressure, if that's a game plan, you need to know where to hit. Kind of scouting the corner right now, which isn't exactly relevant. But he might be checking the water. He didn't check too thoroughly here. In the end, there's not a dock. I think if Fire goes this way, he'll find out. I'm very confused by Fire. Like, he's going for Drush, and his scout is standing in the middle doing nothing. I feel like he's just going to wander into the darkness with the militia. The scout is weak, so it's not as effective in terms of blocking. But you do need to kind of know where you're going, and it is round 5 at this point. You should know the woodlines are very close to the town centers. So here he comes. There's the scout now. I think he was hoping to hit the dock, and now he hasn't found the dock, and now he will use the scout to look for the other dock. But Z40's on the way up. Z40 with a super quick start. Already 300 resources collected ahead. And when you lose that much food, guys, going for a drush is potentially very questionable because you might not have the food to go to feudal age behind it. Okay, Fire Scout makes it to the fish. Scout's weak. Now the militia are going to loop around this way. I just kind of feel like by the time Fire gets there, Z40 will be able to add some resistance. Add either a Hulk, maybe end up adding in a Fire Galley or a Galley or something. Eagle is locked in from Z40 to keep track of the Scout, or at least I thought it was. And he's expecting the potential for some type of infantry, so he's gotten the walls down. But yeah, now the militia's there. We'll see. I mean, that could kill a Vil. I could kill one villager there. Barracks is on the way for Z40. Usually, you always forget about this villager, because you build the dock, take the res. And Z40 would need some stellar quick walls here to save this villager. He's a he's a great player, but his quick walling's not his best skill, and ooh, well played. Never mind. Uh-oh. Yeah, he gets it. Well played. Nice save. Yeah, Fire Scout. Where's Fire Scout? Fire Scout comes home. If you have the Scout there to block, that villager probably goes down. Also, you can garrison the fishing ships now, which both players should be able to recognize. Recent patch and recent balance change. Fishing ship doesn't get garrison, though. Fire made a spearman there. That's kind of cheeky. I like that. Spearman against the fish isn't bad. But look at the difference in the food underneath the TC. Like, Fire just doesn't have any food, a lot of food left underneath this town center anymore. And you still got 300 in Buffalo. And then you also have the 400 in Shorefish here. Losing your starting Rhino on this map is brutal. Z40 saves the Vil. Will bring the villager back in, and Quick Wall is playing into archers now. Fire is still 90 or like 70 seconds away from Castle Age. And a Hulk is on the move for Z40. This has been rough. What's up, Just Doug? Welcome. Says, how many Vils is worth losing for Boar? I think the answer there is it depends. Here's the thing about that, right? Ideally, you don't lose any villagers to the Boar. But you're not going to get better if you don't go through that stage where you're losing villagers to Boars. Right, Doug? So, do your best not to lose them. It's never good to lose villagers. But, you know, I think that is something we've all been through, right? Don't want to sound like an old man here, but, like, back in the day, it was way more difficult. So, back in the day, you had to hit the board twice. The boars were much further. There was more lag. It was a lot more common back then. So, we've got the new ship, the Hulk. You can now garrison the fishing ship, so Fire's able to defend himself with the garrison. Archers are coming from Z40. Fire will need some defense and counter damage right now. He'll add his own Hulk, so he should be able to defend all water. That's one of Fire's strengths. He's a really good water player. And he is sticking to the strat. So the strat was to go for longsword. He has had to idle the town center to afford that, which is kind of brutal, but that was the initial strat. I think Z40's onto it, though. Z40 playing super well-structured Age of Empires right now. Has the walls. Walling in the bubble here. Has the archers. Archers already with fletching. And then also has the Hulks being active. The Fire will aim to repair here, but Hulks kill villagers very quickly. So that shouldn't work. I think it should be pretty easy for Z40 to just focus that down. And actually, Hulks have low pierce armor, so archers are pretty good against them. And so Fire loses the Hulk. Fire loses the villager. And still Fire is just desperate. Like, even the forging right now, it feels a little desperate. Docks fire arrows now as well, though, guys. So they fire arrows if you're not standing at the base of the dock, like the archers are now. And the Hawks will take a trade there. Oop, maybe not. And the longswords are in the back. And panic quick walls needed for Z40. Yeah, longswords will melt palisade walls very quickly. I've been impressed with Z40, though. It's been very clean. It's been very structured. Nothing about this player is necessarily jump out of your seat good. He's just solid. Like, he's just super, super clean, super, super solid. And that's what you need to be a high-level AoE2 player, right? Just be really consistent. And for Fire, he has no defense for archers except for these towers. That's good from Fire, though. The fact that he's gone double tower is huge. I've been critical of players who haven't done that. But unfortunately, he still can't break in, and Z40's on the way to Castle Age. That's just beautiful transition from Z40. It's kind of what you want, is to apply pressure, force your opponent into very risky investment, which is what the longsword is, defend from it, and then beat them to the punch in the next stage. The Fire's got a dock foundation here. I don't even know who's building that dock. Okay, these two villagers are building that dock. So he's desperate to get some damage in. Hulks continue from Z40, though. Fire's still having an awful time protecting his fish. Without being able to garrison his fish would be dead. But the fishing ships aren't exactly working right now, and the berries aren't exactly working either. But here comes the villagers for the dock. The dock should complete. Fire's still sending villagers forward, though, right? Like, you got 4 villagers, now 3 villagers at the forward dock. There's definitely a massive defender's advantage with this whole docks firing arrows thing. It's insane damage. Like, all Fire's done is he's pulled his ships away, baiting Z40 to fight him, and then the dock has 4 kills. So that defender's advantage is pretty significant. But I don't think water is necessarily the key as much as land now. The archers continue to be a problem for Fire, and Z40 finds the one area that Fire doesn't have a tower. What is it, guys? If Fire loses this game, he is relegated? Is that confirmed? Maybe not, right? Because Sobek... Well, no, I think it is confirmed. We'll double check. But when you need a 3-0, this is not the start you want. Z40 makes it to Castle Age, and Fire is still nowhere close to clicking up here and just kind of looking like he can't do anything to surprise Z40. Z40's got more ships on water. Z40 will drop the second town center and start to boom a little bit. Z40 will have crossbow and bodkin. Tarpon says, hey, T90, very happy with the amount of streams. My girlfriend hears your voice now more than mine, though. And she does not like that. Hey! I thought you were going to say she liked it. How dare you? Tarpon's girlfriend. I guess that's a good sign for you, Tarpon. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. It's okay. It would be worrying if you said the opposite. The more I think about it, so. But yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for listening instead of falling asleep, you know? I hear people do that sometimes. Z40 fleeing on water. I really think he probably should garrison there. But that still takes some getting used to. The best thing Fire's done this game is probably just protect his fish. Those fishing ships have been in and out of the dock like crazy. I think Z40 is just shifting down here because most of the fish are gone anyways. Type a 1 in chat if you've ever been in this state of the game where you feel dead and you're just dropping towers to survive as long as possible. Fire loses all of his fish there. Type a 1 if you've been in that situation. Even MBL is in chat typing a 1. Well, that's kind of what it feels like right now for Fire. I don't really know what more to say. The start was brutal. And he really needed to find some good damage, which he never was able to find. What is this red dot that Capture Age keep? Oh, the Spearman is blending in the smoke of the blacksmith. I can barely see him in there. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is that a new strategy? On the minimap, it's clear as day. You can see the little red dot. But I can barely see that guy. There you go, guys. New strats. Hide your spearmen behind the smoke of the enemy blacksmith. We will hide behind the smoke and meet at dawn. And we will poke down their village. I don't know. I'll work on that. But that clearly is unintentional. I don't even think Fire knows about it. It is rather ironic that someone named Fire is the one hiding behind smoke. But these are the things we do when someone is 15 villagers behind and still 2 minutes away from Castle Age. Z40's just played a perfect game. I mean, he is just so perfect from the start. The farming eco is perfect now. He still has the water locked down. And also playing super patient here. Like, there's no need for him to take any massive risks. Fire has done enough to structure his base so he's fully defended. But, like, that is basically a castle's worth of stone that Fire has had to invest into towers just to keep himself from losing more vills. Is kind of a big deal, though, that he isn't able to produce as many vills as Z40. T90, Hello, I always put on Loey the Legends to fall asleep. Your voice is calming. Well, thank you for showing up, and you're welcome, I suppose. Whoa, hold up. Prince gifted 25 subs? Prince, I'm so sorry. I didn't see that. Wait, hold up. Is Smithy here? Spearman's still there. Smithy, are you here as well? I just checked my other screen. I don't know if that was from yesterday or today. It looked like there was a donation at the start of stream as well. Wow. What's up, Mountain Goat? He says, can he garrison dock and shoot the militia? Okay, that was 10 minutes ago. Yeah, he could have done that. I think for both players, I mean, Fire actually is up to date with the garrison. That is maybe something that Z40 could have done against the militia at the start. Thank you, Nickman, for the 38 months. Thank you, Jack Attack. Thank you. Okay, we all caught up now? I think we're all caught up. Smithy's been insane. So, honestly, I think the only way that Z40 can lose this game is if Fire were to go for some massive land attack, some castle, some siege, some type of all-in play. He is trying to compete on water. And there's some positives here. But, yeah, I mean, if you win water on this map, it's not everything. Dude, Spearman is still behind the smoke. I can't stop looking at it. That's so wild to me. Like, he's got crossbows. He just straight up doesn't see it. It's such a subtle little move. Like, you zoom out more, you can't see that guy at all. I would just say Z40 should drop a castle. I guess wood does become kind of complicated if you fully lose water. But he's adding Hawks. Realistically, should add some fires now against the war galleys. But if he were to just drop a castle... I actually think a castle here is best because it denies the gold and the stone. But he does have his army down here, so maybe he'll drop it down here. Fire can't do anything about that. Yeah, here come the villagers from Z40. 90 villagers versus 50. Arsenal says, who is this Fire nub? Well, Fire, you know what we should do is we should make a professional at the top. Leave the full name at the bottom. Fire clearly doesn't have faith in himself and has called himself a nub. So, to those who lack confidence in themselves, hopefully you can relate to Fire's situation right now. I mean, he comes in with 1 win and 11 losses. Has to 3-0 to survive. And this game it kind of sums up maybe the whole season for Fire. Just really questionable decisions and struggling for any real grasp of control in the early game. And then too little too late with the follow-up. The castle from Z40 is perfect. It'll complete. The siege for Fire wasn't there in time. And now that will mean tower down and TC down for Fire pretty soon. Yeah, we have Z40 coming back on water. Upgrades his Hulks. So he'll be hulking on both sides. And Fire doesn't really have the numbers to compete with the Hulks. And now his Mangonel goes right into the castle fire. Like, I think he's a little broken right now. But, like, sometimes people are broken and they tap out. And then, like, here, Fire, he just continue. Oh. He just, like, continues to put himself through the pain and misery. It's not looking good. I mean, he is super, uber dead. 2 Mangonels wasted. This is definitely worth a tap out here. But, you know, Mom said 1 more game. Well, hopefully Mom said 3 more games. No, the Spearman! Fire was waited for his moment. He counterattacks with the Spearman. And it dies. But he noticed. He definitely noticed. And he started to attack with it. So, there we go. And now, oh. Just like the Spearman was the scout. The Spearman was the one in charge. And he tells the rest. Actually, the man-at-arms, or the longswords ended up getting some kills there. But yeah, this game is super over. Z40's building another castle here. And, yeah, just to put it lightly, that was not Fire's game. So, Z40 gets the first win. Again, for Z40, he is not safe. His fate is in his control, though. If he were to win 3-0 here, I believe that confirms he is safe and back in gold for the next season. Also, $20 per win when someone has only had 3 wins prior is also pretty good. They do get the placement prizes, but still. That's the nice thing about TTL2. For Fire, he might be relegated, but there's still the $20 per win to fight for. Not to mention the pride. So, yeah, KD was even, but that game was all about the economy. I just really wonder what Fire was thinking when he saw the Eagle and the Villager there. He saw the Villager for so long, and that Rhino just went right back to Z40's TC. Really underestimated that. We'll need to be more aggressive or just more on point in game number 2, where Fire will go for high tides. All right. Welcome in, everybody. We've got game number 2. Oh, I forgot to check the odds. Maybe someone in my chat can do that for me. Just confirm with me the situation for Fire. I believe he is out. But maybe, actually, the more I think about it... No, the more I think about it, I think he is confirmed relegated in 5th or 6th position. But yeah, chat will confirm that. He is Dravidians now. The previous game was a brutal start because he got lamed. But here, I doubt we're going to see any laming from Z40. I was just talking about why certain civs are played. On this map, it's all about the start. Starting with extra wood and food is so nice. That way you can get the dock up faster in the north and compete. Not to mention the dock HP and the town center work rate. All that is very strong for the Persians. And then Z40, or sorry, Fire, who's over here in the west. Fire has the Dravidians, and you get population space from your docks. Cheap barrack technologies, which is very strong on a map where you typically see man-at-arms. And then also the fishing ship bonuses. So big reasons for these civs to be picked here. But yeah, for Fire, he's already relegated. It's $20 per win, though, if he wants to snag some wins. And there's got to be some Fire fans out there. He's got to do it for the Fire fans. He's got to do it for Brazil, you know? And just remind everybody what he's capable of, even though he's on his way out and down to Gold League. Fire's one of those weird players, though. I feel like if he's up against silver players, I feel like he's going to perform a lot better. I really feel like when he's the underdog, he just crumbles. He just goes into it with a really weak mindset, and it shows in his games. But then when he's the favorite, he plays insane. It's very peculiar. So I think if Fire goes down to Silver Leagues, Fire might be right back up to Gold League. We'll see. And maybe some stuff's going on. We don't know. Maybe he's had a rough season for some personal reasons. But right now, he's going to build the lumber camp. He's got the Villager headed to the north to definitely go for the dock. And now the elephant's gone back, and now he realizes that the elephant's gone back and has to fix that. Fire, please do not get housed. Okay, he's not going to get housed. He's building the house. Bit of a weird build, to be honest. And also, he's taking a risk because his scout isn't there to protect. If you don't protect that villager, you could have a problem. Notice Z40's doing that. Z40, once the dock is placed and the villager is walled in, he will look for Fire's dock. And you don't have to look very far to find it. And that is just... I mean... Guys, this is all known, right? Like, this is all known. That we are in round 5 right now. This is Gold League. This is something that just cannot happen. Every player brings their scout out to protect, or they're at least getting the early walls in the Ville, and Fire doesn't, and this could be a very fast resign for Fire. Villager dead. You now don't have a dock, which means you can't add fishing ships, which your opponent is already doing. And yep, 2-0 for Z40. Again, 5 minutes, and oh god, Fire he also lost a villager to the elephant. Oh my god. Oh my god, yeah, that's rough. That's rough. I mean, truthfully, even without losing the villager to the elephant, losing your Dockville is GG worthy. I know I like people to fight, but it's definitely GG worthy. He's already going to be behind significantly in eco. But okay, when you watch high tide games, you will see players are always protecting their villager when they move out there. And then after they build their dock, they're always looking. Persians will always have the dock up slightly faster. Then they can bring the scout over. That's just Z40 doing what he needs to do. And another win in the bank for him. Welcome, game number 3. Okay, so Z40 is playing as the Georgians. And we got Fire playing as the Way. So far, Fire has not been able to find the way to get a win. It's a very good civ, and Fire, honestly, it's the first map where I feel like I might actually favor him if he's playing at his absolute best, just because Fire is really good Arabia player. So if Fire can get his walls down, he can play into scouts and archers. and adapt, he should be, even if he's a little bit off his game, it should be very dangerous. It's a nice map for Fire to wall. The berries are very far forward, but he does have the golds in the back at 2 side wood lines. Pretty good map for Z40 as well here with the Georgians. And look at Z40 scouting with the sheep as well. Dude, there's sheep everywhere right now. Realistically, I don't think you should be scouting as much with the sheep because your opponent could be trying to lame. But that's not the case here. And if there was a civ that could potentially take the chickens and the hares in the middle, the Georgians would be it because you start with the free meal cart. But I don't really think Z40 wants to do that here. Fire should understand that he could be lamed because he was lamed before. And the scouts are going to find each other here, and his boar is on the front. But if Z40 sees the scout from Fire, he'll never make the move. What he might do, though, is he might find the sheep, could send them away. Fire knew the sheep were there, though, and now he'll try and reclaim his sheep. Scout fight's very close. Fire is ever so slightly ahead there. And Z40 kills the sheep. All right. Well, nice lame there from Z40. Sheep can still be eaten, but nobody wants to walk this far to eat the sheep. Your grandpa would probably say, back in my day, we walked uphill both ways to kill the sheep. Or to eat the sheep, you know? And they actually would walk uphill at least one way. So, but yeah, that's basically 200 food down. Nice detail as well for Z40. Why is Capture Age adding random things here for me? The nice thing for Z40 is that his scout regenerates as well. Wait, where did it... What? Okay, never mind. His scout died. I was not expecting that. I thought he knew exactly where the TC was. His scout is dead, and you can't regenerate from death. Guys, I mean, there is a 5% chance that he gets relegated if he loses this game. I just like to point that out. Like, if Z40 loses this game, and then something else happens in the final series, he could actually be relegated. He's not completely safe. Losing that scout's kind of brutal. The Fire pre-lumber camp drushing as the way. There are civs where I like the militia rush. Way is not one of them. I feel like Way, you want to get to feudal age and then get the eco upgrades as quickly as possible. Z40 will be on the way pretty soon with the militia, and he will have the follow-up food behind this. Has the other meal cart on the wood, has the sheep. Here come the militia. And then Fire is... Oh, man, almost made the same mistake. Almost ran directly into the TC. But he saw the barracks. I think Fire has an idea that there could be some pressure coming now. So, for the first time this series, like, Fire's actually had some really solid early scouting and really early preemptive walls because of the scouting. And now he knows. And now the militia get what they want. Actually, I think 3 villagers, though, will get stuck here. You need to replace the palisade walls if you're Fire. Yeah, because those two guys are just, like, bumping into each other. But, all right, I mean, Fire has 3 militia, which I guess in his mind would beat 2. He is just waiting at home with it. And he's also coming to the middle. Now, he scouted this, so if you look, you can see the dead rabbits. I still think that they should change it, so if you've scouted the hunt in the middle, you shouldn't be able to know they're eating the animals there. But only for, like, rabbits, chickens, and deer. For boars, you should be able to see it, and you should be able to see the boars move in the fog, in my opinion. That way, like, laming isn't insanely strong. But with the way the game works, Fire should be able to look here and know that that's where the opponent is, because this is all moving. The Z40 is waiting next to his villagers here, does have loom. Z40 as well should be able to see that chicken's dead and know that Fire's there. And I think from here, with the feudal age time, Z40 might just commit more and more to militia. But he doesn't have anything on gold right now. Yeah, and Fire finds this. But, like, Fire is going for crazy walls. Fire has gone for big army commitment. This will delay Fire's feudal age significantly. But Fire's gonna send it. He's gonna go out with a lot of aggression and full send mode. Here we go. Villagers and militia chasing down villagers and militia. Fire's got more committed to this. But obviously, I mean, part of the strategy for Z40 is he needs the food. It's like he's not planning on this at all. These villagers are just chilling out underneath the town center. They need to be milled there. He also still isn't on gold either, so not being on gold... Oh, what is happening? So much idle time. I think Z40 is playing this like a map that's not his home map now, right? I think the fact that he's not on golds makes me question what on earth he's going to do with the faster feudal age. This could be kind of good for Fire. Z40's up. Z40 could maybe add a spearman here to kill the scout, but the militia are going to be found. The villagers are running away. Z40 seems really unsure of what to do. He'll drop a stable to try and go scouts now. He does kill Fire Scout, and Fire... Oh, did he see that? Oh, that's such a big deal. Seeing this is so important. Like, if Z40 can just sneak over to the hunt and get it anyways, and Fire doesn't know, that's really bad for Fire. The Fire's, like, sort of full walled, but not really. He does still have double mill in the middle for the food. Z40 is walled up. Z40 will add some farms, and Z40 has this, and Fire does not know. Yet again, losing the scout on AoE2 is so brutal. Fire's just assuming that Z40 is back at home, when that's not the case. So, the T90, that would take away seeing enemy movement by watching the huntables, which would not like. You mean if my suggestion was implemented? Isn't that good, though? Like, for example, when DE first came out, you could scout this gold in Dark Age, and then if someone was taking it in Castle Age and Imp, the gold would slowly disappear, and you would know, without even confirming it, that the resource was gone. Which they eventually changed. Now you have to re-scout it to know. It's obviously something we're very used to. But I think you should have to scout something to be able to make a decision to act on it. In theory, so... So, I don't know. It's just an idea. It's not like the biggest thing ever. But there's... Certainly, it's a big role here. And right now, again, the scout's out for Z40. He scares Fire off from the middle with those villagers. Fire's still over here, though. And Fire's actually... Oh, God. He's trying to sneak. But he doesn't know his opponent here. And he also doesn't know there's a bear who hasn't eaten in weeks. Thankfully, 5 villagers can beat 1 grizzly bear. Wow, Z40 hasn't actually scouted this whole area. they both are sneaking. But I guess Z40 will eventually go that direction, and maybe they'll find each other. Well played from Z40. Again, Fire's build was just a bit off, right? Like, his feudal age is so late. But he is mostly walled. If the scouts run through, he could have some issues, but he's walled towards the town center there. He does still have the militia, which you could upgrade to man-at-arms. Z40 already has archers, though. I think he caught a glimpse of that. And if Z40 ever sees this, Z40 can get 5 free villager kills with the scouts. Z40 also playing with a lot of structure. Nice house walls. Nice blacksmith here. It will look around with the scout. Maybe he'll find it. Actually, I don't think Z40 knew about this until right now. Fire will snag his eco upgrades, which will give him 2 villagers. But military is going to be the issue here for Fire. I think it's debatable, and if you can even justify the man-at-arms research right now. With the scouts coming back and the archers being here already, you probably just want to run away. And Fire is building the cutest little safety area here. It kind of looks like the villagers didn't choose to be here, you know? Like somebody locked them in there and said, we'll come back for you later. But Z40 doesn't know about it. Who let hungry villagers into the bunny pen? Oh my God, he's so close to it. I mean, these vills are so dead if they ever get spotted. Okay, forging's on the way for Fire, who's now leaving his base to go to stone on the outside, which feels very odd. But he's taken risks, and again, it has not been a really good day for him. Let's be real. That's a villager dead. Scouts and archers just feel perfect for Z40. If Z40 spots this, those vills will die. If Z40 spots this, these vills will die. Fire's already running with them. And Fire will go for scouts with forging behind. Wondering if Z40 will actually go this way to look for more hunt. That's kind of the big deal right now. Fire's actually found another stone here if he wants to take that stone. But if Z40 ever sees this mining camp, he knows that villagers will be out there. But he's not looking for it. And, okay, now he sees the mining camp. Now he's like, wait, what? Why is there a mining camp? That's weird. Yeah, and now he might look around a little bit. Fire's just still out here. Fire will also run out of hunt here. So even if he's not spotted, it's not really a great spot to be. Z40 is just going to attack the farm with the archers. And it's been super clean play. What he's not expecting, though, is big army play from Fire. Oh, did Fire spot the vills? Ooh, I think Fire might have caught a glimpse of these vills. And with forging scouts, he might make a move. Yeah, those vills are out there. And Z40 never saw that. Hold up. And obviously, Fire's going to be way late to Castle Age. He's losing farms, and he's, you know, these villagers are kind of random, but they haven't died yet. And here comes Fire for some counter damage. Yeah, this will be good for Fire. Let's go. Yeah, Fire show up. That's at least a couple villager kills. Z40 will have to react to that. As Z40 just chooses to fight back with the vills. It's actually the right play to fight back with the vills. Fight back until your scouts get there. Because you're going to lose vills anyways. You might as well do some damage. He only lost, what, 2? Which isn't too terrible. Fire needs to just avoid taking these scouts over here. And Fire scouts will be chased down. The archers are still in the front for Z40. And most of the villagers are going to go home for Fire right now. Oh, never mind. Some of these villagers will stay. And Fire just completed Bloodlines now. So his scouts are much stronger, but he still doesn't have the numbers. Feels like Fire could maybe manage this if he can clear up these archers. I think if you clear up the archers with some more scouts, then suddenly maybe Z40 makes it to Castle Age without a lot of army. And, oh, also the villagers for Z40 are still out here being sniped. Guys, can Fire get a win? He's got 1 win the whole season. It looks pretty likely he could get a win here if he could balance out his eco a little bit. A little sloppy there, but actually sloppy from Z40 because Z40 didn't immediately fight. And, all right, Fire. Farming eco's looking good. He'll have defensive towers. He has a market to balance out his resources. But Z40's now in Castle Age. So Z40 lost vills, but he can just drop a second town center and produce vills. And I think, importantly, Fire didn't end up killing these archers, so if these get upgraded, that's kind of a nightmare for Fire. And there goes the second town center for Z40. Woodline's looking kind of sus, though. I think the mule cart needs to be repositioned so there's not an overchop. Here come the scouts. Here come the archers. It's just going to be light cap for Z40. No upgrade on the archers yet. He's just opting for eco. But he does need to be a little bit careful. He does have some spearmen around. The town center should complete. I think Z40 might consider diving into Fire's economy here in a second. But guys, like, look at this. Fire's walling with 6 vills. Here he's got a villager walled in. It just has not been extremely clean. And yet the light cap dive in. That's the right play. You know Fire's got no military back there, and Fire's just walled to the town center. And now light cap can get the same amount of damage, if not more. The quick walls don't work out for Fire. The villagers on gold are going to be dead. And even though he has a villager lead right now, he is forever feudal. Georgian, also, the light cap just heal up. They regen here, so I think this is Fire getting swept. I don't see any other way around it right now. He's got too many idols inside the towers. His eco's barely working. His army will come all the way home, which means no counter damage, but I think that's the only choice he has. I appreciate the fight from Fire. I respect that. Obviously, it hasn't been his day. Hasn't been his season, but The fact that he's continuing to fight is respectable. We've seen some people tap out at the most mild of inconveniences this season. But, you know, respect to the fight. This is a situation where I could see somebody tapping out. He's still losing more villagers. His scouts will come back. He's desperate to click up to Castle H. I mean desperate. And okay, there he goes. He's on the way up. I think Z40 wins this fight, though, if he takes the fight. And if Fire doesn't take the fight, the Lycav just heal up even more, right? So it's really brutal. Meanwhile, Z40's on 3 town centers. He's got monks getting relics. Like, Z40 is so far ahead right now. And already the villager count is tied. The villagers are still over here, by the way. So there's still some positives there for Fire. But I don't think that makes up for the negatives inside of his eco right now. And I like the Cav Archer choice from Z40. It's not bad. Because he doesn't really have the best food eco to make knights with the light Cav. Cav Archers just feel really smooth for your eco. He's going for a 4th town center even, so he's just going to go full boom. And yeah, Fire brings in the spears, but the Georgians, he waited too long. The regen happens, right? I think it's 10 HP per minute now. So he waited a minute or two. What is it now? It's 8 now. But Fire needed to clear that up immediately, and a lot of his units are weak, and they don't regen. The Fire will finally clear this. Finally. And he's about to hit Castle Age, now down 15 villagers and down 3 town centers compared to the opponent. So whatever it is, Fire, this has to be insane. This has to be the biggest army, the biggest attack that you could bring to the table. The Cav Archers are just waiting inside the range for Z40. Bodkin Arrow's on the way. Wheelbarrow's in. Heavy Plow. Bowsaw's in. And anywhere Fire can raid him, he's got town centers right now, too. It has just been near perfect for Z40 today. And a bit far from that for Fire. To put it lightly. Like, if you're going to go for the Drush play, which has become pretty common for some players in this map, Way is not the Civ. Way is the Civ. You go Feudal Age as quickly as possible and get your Ecotechs, and you wall. And he had a pretty decent map for it. He'll hope to get raids with 2 groups of scouts. Soon to be Lycav. It does seem kind of unlikely as he drops the 2nd town center on the stone. It's going to have to be a lot more than just 4 Lycav to get any damage done against Z40 here. Z40's archers are even enough to maybe hold against the Lycav there. Fire's still holding on, now down, well, soon 30 villagers. Kill the Irishman, thank you for the 3 years. Thank you. Ponermine, thank you for the Prime. Thank you, Drac, for the 10 months. Mox, the Moth Mother, thank you for the new sub. Damn. To the new subs, to the new people, are you coming in from YouTube or have you been hanging around a minute and just now dropping the sub? Let me know. I know everyone lurks, so hard for me to get a gauge for how long people have been watching. No, I was not saying to kill the Irishman. That's just the person's name. So, and I've said that at least 36 times, hopefully, because he's resubbed for 36 months now, so. Rolanders is here from the year 3000? Okay. You know what that makes me... Wasn't that like a Jonas Brothers song or something back in the day? Not that I'm a big Jonas Brothers fan, but there's a remix from one of my favorite groups. It's like this really obscure album, and they do a remix of that, and it's really good. Wait, so Ancient knows Busted. I thought Busted was like the remix, or Busted was the cover of that. Is it the other way around? Did Busted make that? And then the Jonas Brothers or whoever stole it? Busted was the OG? Oh, of course it was the OG. It's so good. That's the one I was thinking of. That's the original? Oh, it's such a good song. Yeah, I love the original. See, Chad, I'm not completely out of my depth. When it comes to music and sports and shows, at least, I know a lot. Z40 with a 4-villager forward castle. Like, what are you going to do about it? As he drops a 5th TC at home. I mean, 4 villagers is going to take a while. And he tries to quickly gate it, and he does screw that up a little bit. So, I mean, Tiger Calf's pretty good against CA as well. So that's a little wasteful. But he will have monks here, and with monks he can convert the Tiger Calf. And he locks in for 2 conversions and gets the conversions, can maybe come back to build the castle. And yeah, Fire taps out, guys. Fire is down the Silver League. Not a very strong performance for him in gold. And with that, Z40 saves himself, which we'll have to confirm here in a second. So, well played. Pretty much every game Z40 had the cleaner build in the early game. This was the game where Fire had a bit of a pushback in Feudal Age, but again, just so late to Castle Age. 29-minute Castle Age is extremely rare at this level.